Hey everybody, my name is Larry Trexler, and today we're here to talk about the Versatile Cup System, also known as VCS. VCS is SIM's entry into the disposable liner market for spray applicators. And obviously the reason that you want to use a disposable system is because they're much faster to be able to use. And if you're in a production shop, you can't afford to be spending a ton of time in there cleaning these old aluminum paint cups that used to come on the applicators. So what everybody has done is come out with a liner system or a hard cup system. So I wanted to talk just briefly today about what are the differences between VCS and everyone else. Well, first of all, there's two different varieties that are available on the market. There are hard cup systems and there are disposable or collapsible liner systems. And each one of them has their disadvantages, and this is from testimonials coming from everybody in collision centers. The biggest problem that you have with a hard cup system is that it always has to remain vented. And that's problematic, especially when you get into a situation on the side of a vehicle. Maybe it's inside the fender well, or maybe it's up underneath the rocker panel, where you're trying to spray it in a really awkward angle, and then if that thing has to stay vented, then it also increases the potential for a product to actually leak out of the back of the cup. So that's a huge disadvantage there. And you can't spray with it unvented, because if you do, it just starves it to the point where it can't spray. A collapsible liner system does not have a vent on it, and it just actually relies on itself to collapse on itself to allow material to come out of the paint gun. Well, the problem is that eventually, that even as flexible as these liners are, eventually it reaches a balance or an equilibrium inside of each one of these cups, which is around, let's say, 9 ounces of material. When it reaches that point, then it has to rely on the air pressure from the applicator to actually suck that paint through. And that's the whole purpose of why we started switching over to gravity-fed equipment 20 years ago, is because we know that you're going to end up with better color matches, better flow out of your products by not having to rely on the suction of that product or that air gun to spray. We use gravity to do the work for us. So one of the big disadvantages that you get with that collapsible liner system is that it will create restrictions. And if you're spraying high metallics or high pearls, it can change the color of those when you're spraying them. So what SIM has done with VCS is come out with a system that actually takes advantage of both of those disadvantages. We actually give you a collapsible liner, but we're also giving you a built-in vent made onto that liner. This is the only collapsible liner system on the market that has a built-in vent. And the cool thing about this is that you can actually spray with it vented or unvented on the fly. You can go back and forth between the two depending on where it is you're trying to spray. So what we're saying is that we're going to eliminate those restrictions. So with this, you also notice that we have 3 different sizes of cups. We have a 13, a 22 ounce, and we have a 32 ounce. And within each one of those, we're going to have a ratioed cup that has the ratios built onto it, and a blank cup system. So you're going to have your choice of which one you would like to have. The other thing is that our lids work across all 3 of these cup sizes, so you don't have to worry about buying 3 different size lids to be able to use there. So this lid also has a built-in filter that's 125 micron that works with waterborne and solvent-based materials. And if you're spraying something really thick like polyester primers, it's easy to remove just by cutting it and ripping it out of there, and now you don't have to worry about it stopping up the filter. So with this, it's very simple to use. Let me zoom in a little bit here so you get a chance to see it. So we're going to use the 22 ounce cup. You actually take the liner, press it down inside the cup, and you'll notice on the back of the cup there is actually a slot where that liner will fit in with the cup. And then so you give it a little twist and it's in there. You pour your material in, and then you take your lid and you press it down onto the top, and then close the little wings, and now you're ready to go. So you go and you spray. when you're finished with this and you want to come back and you're ready to store this, for whenever you're ready to use, let's say you're using it for black and you're going to be trimming out later on. So the last thing you want to do is actually store the cup up like this, because that filter that's up inside of the lid is now going to dry out with given enough time. So what we do is we provide you with a nice little stopper that you can put into the top, and you can store it upside down. So now you can keep that filter wet and you don't have to worry about it. It's just going to make things really nice and neat. When you're ready to use it again, come back, give it a shake, and you're ready to go. Attach it to the applicator and you're ready. So the other thing that you'll notice is that we have 3 of the most popular applicator manufacturers right here, and we have adapters for each one of those, as well as adapters lined up out front for pretty much every other paint manufacturer applicator that's out there. So we listen to guys and gals in collision centers. These disposable liner systems have been out for a while, so the advantages coming in when we are is being able to understand what some of those problem points have been for other people. And we feel like the VCS addresses those pain points. So we hope that you've learned a lot. We hope that you're interested in taking a look at VCS, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.